Hello and welcome back to Pine City Apiary. I'm Paul. Today we're going to be taking a look at Hive Slacker. We want to make sure that they're using their honey super, and if they're not, we got to do something about that. That something will be either to pull it or to put some already drawn frames in there to entice them to come up. And then we are also going to add another honey super to laying right. So, got my smoker started. Get my veil on. Let's do this. Alright, we'll start off by giving them a little bit of smoke. Okay. So they haven't done anything with it at all again. So we're going to take 5 out. Now I might. Josh, did you bring out those new frames?
Those new frames?
The new frames that box it.
Okay.
All right, these are the frames that we extracted. They're fully drawn, and they have a little bit of honey left into them. So we're hoping that that will draw them up here. Smoke. So we're going to checkerboard them in to the hive, which means every other one will be the drawn comb. All right, so we have to go through this frame by frame and see if we can find any signs of the queen. Now they've got a lot of honey on this upper deep, and I might, if they've got full frames complete, I might take a couple just to open up some space for them. All right, that was all honey and nectar. See, this is what I'm kind of talking about. That area in the middle should be for brood, and they are just backfilling it with nectar. So they're running out of, same thing on this side, they're running out of place to put brood if they do have a queen. That's because they're slackers. They could have gone up. And the same story. This thing is full of honey and nectar. I gotta move the smoke. Oh. I think we'll find out here in a minute. Nope. Unless they fixed it already. They may have. All right. 2 queen cells. They've been torn open. And that one, I believe, was the one that I did the cutouts for the queen cells from. Yeah, just more of the same. It's all honey and nectar. That's a full thing of capped honey. This is all honey and nectar. There should be brood. Josh, can you go run this into the house? Remember when you brought those 2 frames out, the deep frames?
Yeah.
Can you bring back those 2 deep frames?
2 deep frames.
Yep.
What you just said?
Remember when I was looking for medium frames, you brought out those 2 deeps?
2 deep.
Yep, I need 2 deep frames. Hey Josh. Can you get Mom? Can you get Mom to get you like a plastic bowl, like Tupperware bowl or something?
Pass this ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I cut off that wonky comb. I'm gonna get rid of this burr comb. Then I'm gonna put this back. I'm gonna want to put a completely built frame next to it. And just like the top part here, we're going to checkerboard. Junior?
Oh, crap, it's heavy.
All right. On this one, I'm looking for the queen. And I think I'm going to rotate a foundation into the middle. Because that is going to be an in frame and the one side is capped honey. I move that capped honey to the outside so that they can start working on the other side, drawing it out. All right, we've got open, torn up queen cells. That would be a bad place to get stung, girls. See, they're backfilling this entire frame with nectar. A piece of rubber band. Again, more nectar. Honey and nectar. They've got themselves honey bound. Alright, we put that foundation in the middle, so hopefully they'll draw it out and queen can start laying on it. This is all pollen and nectar and honey. There isn't a place to look for eggs because it's all pollen, nectar, and honey. Heavy. Okay, we're going to skip the queen excluder. All right, so this top super now has got 10 frames. Every other frame is a drawn out frame that has a little bit of honey left in it from the extraction. So if that doesn't get them to come up, I don't know what will. If they don't come up and start working this, hopefully they'll start moving some of that nectar up top here, so the queen will have place to lay, because she doesn't have any right now. She'll have some if they build on the foundation that I put on there, but you could just set it on its end. All right, that works too. If they build on the foundation I put in there, she'll have some room to lay. But this is Hive Slacker. I'm not expecting much out of them. So we're going to leave the queen excluder off, although she may come up here and lay because there's, if she's laying yet, because there is no place on the hive to lay. But we'll come back. We'll come back next visit, and if they're working it, we can put the excluder on, and we'll check to make sure that nothing's been laid in there. All right, let's button these girls up. Josh, 10 frames.
Oh.
All right, laying right. All I'm going to do because this super is completely full. It's just not all the way capped, and this one is mostly full, just not capped. I'm going to add one right to the top. That way they can finish working off these two and then start on the new one. So we got 10 frames of foundation up here. All right, it's gonna be taller than me here pretty soon. Now, what I'm hoping for is that they'll finish off capping these supers, and then I can take one of them out and I guess process the honey and give it back to them, or Hive Slacker if Slacker needs it. Yeah. Okay, for today, we went through Hive Slacker from top to bottom. They had not yet touched those foundations of medium honey super. So I pulled 5 of those out and I put in 5 extracted fully drawn frames that have a little bit of honey left in them. Some that I didn't get cut out, so it's already capped. Hopefully that will act as a catalyst to get them moving up and working that. Their bottom 2 brood chambers are completely full of honey and nectar. Now I pulled 2 frames out, and I'm going to process that, and I put in 2 foundations. So hopefully they'll draw out the foundations, and the queen, if she's there, will start laying into that before they start filling it with nectar. I'm hoping, like I said, that they'll start moving some of that nectar up, especially to the areas that are already drawn. So that kind of does it for Hive Slacker. For laying right, I'm 99% sure that I saw eggs in there yesterday. I caught a shot on the video where I did a close-up of the cells and I blew that up, and if those aren't eggs, I don't know what they'd be, and they were perfectly centered in the middle of the cell. So I'm fairly confident that laying right is queen right and is going to be ready to go again. So once I'm 100% sure that I think I'm going to do another cutout split. I'm going to take some eggs and some bees, and I'm going to move them over to the new top bar hive and get that going. Probably we'll use the swarm trap first, and then it's easier to transport them in the swarm trap rather than the big hive. All right. So anyways, with laying right, we put a new honey super on. So they've got 3 honey supers on. Now this honey super, I use the same seal, the same stain that I used on the top bar hive. I really like that. I'm going to use that exclusively moving forward because it goes on so fast and it dries so fast. I know that if I had used a roller with the paint, I could have been done a lot sooner, but I used a brush and it just took forever. And then you had to do multiple coats because the pine really soaks it up. But this Thompson's water seal is a sealer and a stain all in one, so don't need to do that. We'll see how it holds out in Minnesota. All right, well, that's enough blabbering for one day. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up are super cool. You too can be super cool if you give me one. Do you know what else is super cool? That's right, subscriptions. Have you subscribed to this channel yet? If you have, thank you very much. It's really greatly appreciated. If you haven't, you might as well. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. But it means a lot to me. All right, when you subscribe, be sure to click on that bell. And that bell is going to give you notifications every time I upload a new video. It's cool that it works that way. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for supporting my channel. It means a lot. Thank you very much. Have a great day.